Hello everyone and welcome back to another Python video. In this video we're going to be talking about Python Object-Oriented Programming, also known as POOP. And basically object-oriented programming says that each object can have its own set of methods and attributes, and this makes it easy, and each object can be treated almost as a data type, but more on that later. And let's use an example to help you understand. So here we have our own main file, which is the main program, and you can store the objects within the main program, the main file. But if you're going to be dealing with a large file with a lot of different objects and methods, then it's suggested that you make a separate file or module for that and then import it into the main file. So to do that, let's say we want to make objects as cars. So we're going to call it car. Okay, cool. So we're going to say class car with a capital C. And inside this class, we're going to have our own different attributes and variables and functions, all that stuff for cars or for any car that we're going to use. So we can start off with something simple like wheels. So our car should have a minimum of 4 wheels, and this is basically the default. So you can say this is a class variable. Okay, cool. So now we have a function. So we want to define a function, and to define a function, you want to say def, and then this is going to be weird at first, but it'll make sense. INIT, and then double underscores before and after, and self. So let me explain what this means. Init means it's short for initialize, and self means just self. And basically this argument right here, self, kind of tells you that, or tells the program that we're going to be using this class into this. We're going to be initializing this object, which is this class, into this argument, into this function. So this is a function used, I'm sorry if that's very confusing, I'll try to simplify it, but this function is used to initialize self. What's self? Self is the class. And what's the class? The class is the car. As you can see, these are indented, which means they're part of this class, which is car. So this, last time, this function, we're defining a function to initialize self, and you can replace self with basically car in your mind to help you understand. So that's basically it. And what do we want to initialize with this? We want to initialize the make of the car, the model of the car, the year of the car, and color of the car. Okay, so let's initialize all that to none for now. And these are known as instance variables. So these are instance variables right here, the make, model, and year, and color, because these are variables of the instance of the car, which is being initialized over here. And we want to have different methods. So you can say def, and we can have, let's say, a drift method, and we're gonna initialize that to self because the drift method is for itself, the car. And for now we want to say pass, and we can say define, let's say, drive. Yeah, just drive. Pass. Okay, so now we have the initializing function to initialize an object into the program and into this class, and we have a class variable which is wheels, which is the default wheels, default amount of wheels I should say, which is 4, and we have 2 methods, and you can add as many methods as you want and as many of these instance variables as you want, but this is purely for just examples. So here we have this method right here, drift, And for the drift method, we want to make the car drift. So basically we want to say print this car is drifting. And then drive, we could say print this car is driving. Oops. Great. So we can add on to this, and right now we have this, which is, we'll worry about this later, but we have the make, model, year, and color, and they're not doing anything right now. So how do we fix that? We fix that by, first of all, you want to change the make, or first of all, you want to add these. As you can see, this is gray. It's grayed out. So we want to add them into the parameters, and we want to add them into the parameter as arguments so that they can be part of the function. In order to do that, we want to say make, model, year, and color. And now that we passed them in as arguments, we want to use them here. And how do we use them here? We say self.make. And then again, self.model, self.year, and self.color. So now we have self.color, which means the car itself, the object itself, the make of it. And then same thing with the model and the year and the color. And this will make a lot more sense in a bit, but bear with me. And we want to say the make is equal to the make, model is equal to model, year is equal to year, and color is equal to color. And now we're basically done with this class, with this module, and we can move on to the main program. And this is where the fun begins. This is where we start making our objects. As you can see right now, this is all just very simple, and it's very like unknown. Nothing is specified yet. So here is where we start making everything. I completely forgot to import. This is a vital part of the code. If you don't do this, then it's just never gonna work. So we want to say from car, because that's the name of the class or the module. From car, we want to import the class car. So from the module car with the lowercase c, we want to import car, which is the class, with an uppercase c. And this is where the fun begins now. So if we run this, it's going to tell you that you're missing 4 positional arguments: the model, the make, model, year, and color. Because as you can see right here, we have the make, model, year, and color, and in order to initialize a car, we need to pass in those variables. So to do that, like I said, we start with a Chevy, and then we want to say Corvette, of course, because it doesn't get any better than that. And we can say 2019, and we can say also the color, so red. Cool. And then we can make another car, but let's just run this, and okay, good, nothing happens, no errors. So let's make another car 2, and let's also use a Chevy, but this time it's going to be a Camaro, because that's just the second best car in the world. And we're going to say 2014, because I have a 2014 Camaro, and it's red, so we'll just change this to black. Okay, cool. Moving on. Now we want to print something. What do we want to print? We want to print the car. What do we want to print of the car? We want to print the car's make. Okay, this is, let's just say car 1 just to specify and make it easier on us. So car 1 make is Chevy. Okay, now we want to say we want to print the rest. So car 1, let's say model, year, and color. So the car's make is Chevy, model is a Corvette, and year is 2019, and the color is black. Great. So now we can do something else. We can say car 1 dot drive. So we're calling the drive method for car 1. or sorry, not drive, drift. And I pressed enter and it chose just whatever. So we can say car1 dot drive. And it's drifting, and then it starts driving normally. Okay, cool. So now we can do something else. We can say car1, or we can say car2 dot wheels, and we can say that equals to 2. Now it's a motorcycle, not a car. And that still works. It didn't give us any errors, so it works. And if we say print car2 dot wheels, now it's going to tell us how many wheels are in car 2. It's 2. And if we say print car1 wheels, it's going to say 4, because the default is 4 and we didn't specify anything else, so that's it. So what else can we do? We can do something which is very beautiful, I would say, and we can change it to, instead of saying this car, we can change it to actually saying the car itself, because this is kind of ugly, because when it says this car, you don't know which car it's talking about. So we can change it to something that says this Corvette or this Camaro. How do we do that? It's the same. It's pretty simple. This, and then we want to say, let's close that, plus, and then we want to say self dot model plus is drifting. And let's run this. This Corvette is drifting. Okay, cool, it works. So we want to do the same thing for this. Let me just copy this for simplicity. And this car is driving. So this self dot plus self dot model. So it's telling the car's model. It's calling, basically you're just replacing self with car1 or car2 or whatever this right here is, whatever the name of your object is, dot model. So you're calling the model of that specific object, and you want to say it is drifting or whatever is left of the print statement. And same thing for here. Basically, like I said, you're just changing from self to the car's or the object's name. So right here we have changed I added a new car, and it's a wooden sofa. It's 2020 and it's purple. So if we run it, then this sofa is drifting, the sofa is driving, the sofa has 4 wheels, and it's a wooden sofa, and it's 2020 and it is purple. And that's just for jokes, but as you can tell, you can do this with any kind of car or any kind of object, and you can make as many classes and as many modules as you want. So right now this little Python file is a module, and you can import it here, and you can make as many classes in each one. So let's say for car, we can make a class called motorcycle, and within the motorcycle class we can have literally anything. So that's pretty much it for this Python video. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and as always, the full code will be posted in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.